Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome to episode 24 of my podcast, The Public Affair. I can't believe we're on episode 24. Thank you guys so much for all your support and everything that you do to help push this podcast to where it's at today. I really appreciate it. And of course, to my producer, Mike Hamilton with Rogue Media Network. Without him, we wouldn't probably even have The Public Affair. I mean, you know, whatever. But, I have a very special guest here today. And before we get started, I definitely want to thank some of our sponsors who made this episode possible. Let's start off with Arjon Painting with my boy Juan Arjon. He's a local family-owned paint company that specializes in residential homes, both interior and exterior. He offers the best quality guaranteed and a pretty sweet warranty. So make sure if you need some home painting done, you hit up my boy Juan Arjon on the number on the screen. To Nancy Pulsini with Parkway National Insurance. She supplies insurance for all commercial trucks, tractor trailers, as well as all contractors and now home and auto insurance. So basically for all your insurance inquiries, make sure you hit my girl, Nancy Pulsini with Parkway National Insurance on the number on the screen. To my boy Marcos Cordero with Midway Nutrition. He's located on Hewitt Drive and he serves meal replacement shakes. They're super bomb. I always say that my favorite's the Honey Nut Cheerio because it definitely is. He offers tons of different varieties of flavors. And shout out to their sister company, Wacoan Nutrition and Energy, located on Spate. Thank you guys for sponsoring The Public Affair. To B&J Refinishing with my boy Frank Biza. He focuses on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality. Offers 5-year warranty on most work and has the best prices in town, so he's not going to break those pockets. To my boy Frank, thank you so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. Luis Flores with Red Rhino Flooring. He specializes in all type of floor installation, including build them custom shower tiles and cabinets, kitchen backsplashes, and he does full home renovations. Make sure you guys call the number on the screen with Red Rhino Flooring if you need any of that work done. Luis, thank you so much for everything. To my boy Junior Banda and Miguel Serrano with Fat Boy Michelada and Botana and Serrano's Carnita. They work together to bring you the best micheladas, botana, and carne seca that you'll ever have. They're locally operated, so you can call them for parties, get-togethers, or more. You know, if you want something for yourself like I always do, make sure you get the best and not the rest, darling. To Pollo Box and Audio PB&A with my boy Jeffrey Montreal. You can hit him up for installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio system. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. He's kind of a jack of all trades, and he is also doing a special giveaway on his social media page, Pollo Box and Audio. The giveaway is going to be on December 20th, so make sure you guys enter the contest for that. And thank you so much, Jeffrey, for sponsoring. And to Tony Garcia with Crossroads Realty. He's a local real estate agent who services Waco and surrounding areas. He'll help you buy a home or sell your home. Make sure you hit him up for all your real estate needs. Tony, thank you for sponsoring The Public Affair. More to come. All right, guys. So I'm really excited to have this next person on my podcast. I met him maybe just a month or two ago. We were named, I think it was the top 20, one of the 25 people in Waco on the Wacoan or something along that. He'll remind me here in just a minute. But I want to introduce you guys to Dominique Rocko Bolts. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing it. Should I call you Rocko or Dominique?
Definitely Rocko.
Rocko. Okay. So Rocko, thank you so much for coming on to The Public Affair. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
This is our, we met again a couple months ago. What was that? We were named as one of the top 25 people in Waco. Is that what it was?
I don't think it was that. It was like it was the people of 254.
The people of 254. That's what it was.
I don't think it was top 25.
Not the top. Okay, there was more than 25 people. But I didn't like my picture in it because I looked like a big fat like cheeseburger on the picture.
I hated my picture.
I know, but it was an honor to be named as one of the people of the 254. That was pretty cool, and it was really nice to meet you that day. So when I met you, I was like, oh, this guy's interesting. Obviously, he's a really good entrepreneur, and you are a local barber in town, and you have other endeavors that you do. Is that correct? correct?
Correct.
All right, and we're definitely going to get into that in a moment. So again, thank you for coming on. I have to tell you guys that Rocko is probably one of the most Hollywood guests that I've had. He actually has his own photographer here today. Hey, can you jump in the shot real quick? Yeah, come over here. No, this is Happy Camper, everybody. Be careful with the say hi. You're over here on this camera. He has his own personal photographer, and he was like, is that okay? I was like, you do whatever you want. I don't care. Thank you for coming on.
I should have took him to the magazine so I could have the shot that I wanted.
And you're going to send them the picture now. Well, big shout out to everybody who, made us a part of that. I think that was something that the community got to have input on.
I got customers off of that. I didn't think that would happen, but
really?
did. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Great. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, Rocko, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, like growing up, where you're from, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. I'm from Waco. Stayed here till I was about 5th grade.
Okay.
5th grade, I moved to Killeen. Stayed to the 10th grade.
Hey.
Did half of my 10th grade year in Dallas, and then I eventually came back to Waco, where I graduated from Conley High School.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why so much moving? What was that all about? I would have been so mad.
Right. I was so mad.
I would have been so pissed. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, we kept moving. But I think my mama was just looking for a change each time. And my sister, in 2005, my sister went to college.
Okay.
And I think my mom wanted to be closer to my sister. So we moved to Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like it, so she let me come back to stay with her sister in Waco.
Was it something about like the big city that you didn't like, or what was it about Dallas that you just couldn't stand?
I think because I was in Killeen for so long, and I had family and I had friends there, and I had my sister there because she was still in school. And then when we moved to Dallas, I had nobody. And it was it was W.T. White. It was like a 3-story school.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know nobody.
Gigantic, yeah.
I was terrified.
So you were done with that. Yeah. Is the name Rocko, does that come from a family? Is that like your family nickname, or like how did you adopt that nickname?
So the family said that was my name before I was even born. Or
conceived. Really?
Like my dad will always say he was naming his son Rocko, but my mom wasn't going for it, so it just became my nickname. She might as well went for it because
that's what you go by.
Yeah. I've never heard my mom call me Dominique. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, everybody calls me Rocko.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She's like, well, we're gonna call him by his government name, but then that doesn't even doesn't even pertain to anything.
When I graduated, they didn't put Rocko on my invitations, and people didn't even know. Like, people in my family didn't know who I was.
Who the hell is Dominique? When did y'all get another son, right? That's pretty crazy. So, I mean, so that's just the name that you prefer to go by, obviously.
And it's crazy because growing up, I didn't like Rocko.
Oh, really?
It kind of like flipped when I got older. I don't like Dominique now, so.
So wait, so Rocko is just the name that your dad always like. I wonder if he would have had a daughter, like she would have been Rockette or something, like.
I don't know,
right? Like, what would her name been?
I don't know.
Rocky?
I think
my
dad is the type that he knew he was gonna have a son. Like that probably didn't cross his mind that he would have a daughter. So
yeah, I got you.
He's like, I'm gonna have a son. His name's gonna be Rocko. Yeah.
Okay, I feel you. I want to say real quick before we get more into like who you are and stuff. When I booked Rocko, because you are a barber here in town, and I believe in Dallas as well. Correct?
Yeah, I travel to Dallas.
Okay, cool. So obviously, I mean, I have a different barber, and it was so great for me personally. Like when I asked my barber, how do you feel about me having another barber on my podcast? He was very for it. And when I spoke to Rocko, you were the same way. Like there was no like, oh, well, why are you going to promote your other barber and I'm on there? You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I like. So it seems to me like you strike me as the type of person that just like, we're all going to eat. Do you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
Like there's no reason for bad blood and beef. And I have to say, shout out to my barber, Sid, because he was the same way. And I told him, oh, yeah, it's this guy named Rocko who I met at the Wacoan. And he's like, oh, just have him on. Like, if he's that, yeah, for sure.
Right.
I was like, I just didn't want it to be a conflict. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to obviously promote them as well later. Right. And so for you, like, how was that? I mean, there was no awkwardness for you, just to clarify, correct?
Not at all. And that's what I love about the city of Waco. It's like within barbers, I don't feel like none of us have like no serious beef or no competition.
Right.
They did the Waco Awards and stuff like that, and they put us all up against each other. And although the customers and the people was like trying to pin us up one another, like, oh, this person, I feel like us as barbers, we all still show love for each other. So.
Yeah. So how important is healthy competition in like the business for you? I mean, obviously it plays a big role for you, right? Because
of course, I've always owned my own barbershop. I never worked in another barbershop before.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I've always had people working in my barbershop that I felt like was better than me. And so I would just use that as like a teacher, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, bro, how you do that? Teach me how to do that.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of barbers out here that I look up to, that inspire me, that I reach out to.
Yeah.
And so I got love for all of them.
That's really great. And I have to say that too about when I saw my barber come from the barber school here in Waco, because I have a friend that was going there too, so that's kind of how I met him. Okay. And he was also the type of person that I always remember specifically him like complimenting the other barbers on the job that they're doing and stuff like. It was never like, oh, like why he thinks he's better than me stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty important too. Like maybe not just with being a barber, but maybe just everything in life, right?
You got to be inspired by people. Don't just look at it, because if they can do it, you know, you can learn from it. You're supposed to keep people around you that are a little better, because that's how you gonna get better.
Exactly.
If you're better than everybody that's around you, then you're never gonna get better.
So obviously for you, there's always room for growing. Even though you do have your own establishment, it's like you never feel like you're above anybody. Would you per se?
Facts. I don't feel like I'm above anybody, because I feel like there's still a lot that I need to learn or I want to learn. Okay. Especially about in cutting hair.
Right. I got you. Okay. Well, that's what's up. Where did you go to barber school? Was it here in town?
No, I went to. They didn't have a barber school here in town.
They didn't, did they? Okay.
So I went to Mid Cities Barber College in Grand Prairie.
Is that that's DFW? I guess.
Yeah, DFW.
Okay. I don't know. Listen, I'm not from here. So,
I was like, yeah, Grand Prairie is like by Arlington and all that.
Oh, Grand Prairie. Okay, that's what you said. Yeah. So what was that process like for you going through the barber school? I mean, do you think that there's like an intimidation factor because it's Dallas? So a lot of people seem to think that, oh, it's a bigger city, that's where all the legends, maybe for lack of a better term, are, and you can't stand next to them if you're from this small town. What was that process like for you?
I feel like I didn't have that process. I stayed in Bedford.
Bedford
was Bedford's in Fort Worth. It's like real low key, quiet.
It's a cute little town. I've been there.
Right. Yeah. So I just traveled to Grand Prairie and I traveled back to Bedford. I had a job there, so I really wasn't like I went to barber school straight out of high school.
Oh, so okay.
If I wanted to have fun and do stuff, I would drive back to Waco.
Right.
So I really didn't feel the big intimidation that I did when I was in high school.
Don't you feel like it's mad expensive though to go out up there too? Like when you go get a drink, it's like $10.
But see, I wasn't getting drinks then.
Oh, okay.
I would come to Waco. So
so you wouldn't even know. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I can't stand when people say, oh, I only go out in Dallas, Austin, and Houston. Like, what the fuck for? I'm trying to come home. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Like, I invited one person out to drink one time. Well, if it's going to be in Houston, then yes, but not here in Waco. I was like, okay, I guess we're not going, because I'm not driving my ass to Houston to go have a drink. You know what I mean?
This is my birthday or something. Like, on a basic,
Not even. I take me to Fuji. I'll be all right. I just want a glass of wine anyway. You know what I mean? Shout out to Fuji. Love them. Right. Okay, yeah. So the barber school, it was like being a barber something that you always wanted to do. Like, was that something like what? How did you get into that?
Okay, actually, really, barbering was always cool to me because you see the money right on hand. It's like they get paid every 24 hours.
Right.
But in high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I knew I did not want to go to college. Okay. So I told my mom, like, I'm not going to college. Well, she was like, well, you're going to do something. What are you going to do? And my best friend at the time was he said, I'm going to barber school. And I was like, well, cool, me too.
Okay.
And so I followed him to barber school. Yeah, so he went to barber school. We went to barber school together. And that's how I ended up getting there.
Right. So were you cutting hair prior to that, or
I wasn't?
You weren't. Oh, okay.
I was in barber school for at least maybe 4 or 5 months before I even cut my first head.
Oh, really?
It was crazy because when I did cut my first head, like the barber school, because the barber school was all like I was like a little bro to everybody.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, Rocko, cut. And so the day I finally made it on mine, like, I'm a cut. Like, the barber school went crazy. So I feel bad for that first client because when he walked in, I was like, I'm going to do it. And everybody's like, oh, about to cut.
Yeah.
So he was like, what?
Was it a hot mess express, though? Like, your first cut, you're like, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I think I did good on my first cut. Okay. What I hated about it is, like, all barbers have a different way of cutting. So everybody around me was like, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. And that was annoying, but no.
Right. Yeah. I could feel you there. A long time ago before I had a barber, I just had, people cut my hair. Like, I don't want to name any establishments, but they were not barbers. Okay, yeah, I mean, you know.
I know.
Okay, yeah. So, I would go. I was doing something with the job that I had, and I was kind of like doing promotion or whatever. And one of the barbers, it's here in town. This was so long ago, so he probably doesn't even remember me. I did not have my hair cut by a barber, and I used to get like one all the way around. I used to be bald. I'll send you my Throwback Thursday picture.
All right.
But he was like, "Yo, what are you doing to your head?" I was like, "Oh my God, I'm at work." He's like, "You look like you cut your own hair. Here, here's my card income." And I never went to him because that intimidated me. You know what I mean? I was like, why are you doing me? And at the time, I thought I looked really great. And then when I look at the picture, I'm like, I probably should have took him up on that offer because So, and that's just crazy to say that you didn't cut hair prior to that, because I always thought that was a lot of barbers cut before, like in their garage or something like that. You know what I mean?
That's the story that you hear all the time. Like, I've been cutting hair since I was 12. I'm like, well, not
me. And not you. You were just like, I'm fresh in this game, and there's nothing. Yeah.
I don't know nothing.
Okay, so And that's like a year process or something like that? Like the barber school?
1,500 hours. It took me about 9 months.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you pretty much sailed through. And would you say everybody was very supportive of you for the most part? I mean, you did say that you were like a little brother to them. So.
Oh, yeah. In school? Yeah, most definitely, yeah.
Okay, so even today, though, you wouldn't say that you face too much turmoil amongst other barbers?
I do not.
Or should we not comment?
No, I got love for a lot of barbers. I really can't think of a barber that probably... maybe I could. Never mind.
Okay.
But for the most part,
I'll just say all the barbers that I've met are very kind.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah. Including my barber and his clients, and then I have a really good friend who cuts hair as well. At oh my God, they're gonna kill me for not remembering the name. Next Gen? Is it Next Gen? I don't remember.
Next Generation.
Next Generation. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So you mentioned that you did not work at a barber shop while you are after school.
Right.
So how did building RocMyStyle Barber Shop come about?
Okay. So when I finished barber school, so in high school I worked at Baylor in the dining hall.
Oh, okay. Oh, yum.
So when I graduated high school, I went to barber school, and then I hurry up and finished, and then I went back to working at Baylor.
Oh, okay.
And so I would meet like the football players and like the students and stuff like that, and they knew I cut hair, which I still wasn't like cutting like that. And so my mom had a friend in Dallas, and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna open up a barber shop in Waco.
Okay.
And I want you to run it." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So she came down here, then she called me back, and she was like, "Rocko is way too small for what I want, so I think you should run it." Yeah. And so I was like, "No, I can't do that." I was only 20 years old. I was like, "I don't know how to run a business." Right. And she was just like, "Oh, the rent is cheap. Just pay the rent and cut hair in there."
Okay.
Because at the time I was like cutting in my kitchen on the side.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right. So I just
didn't they all do? Didn't you go like from the garage to the kitchen?
Right.
Like, yeah.
But see, the thing about me is like I was in the kitchen with a barber license. Most people that starts off in the garage, they don't even.
I got you. Sorry, your photographer's in the background. I'm trying to get it. Sorry about that. No, I'm paying attention. I promise. I just saw him and I was just like, oh, hold on. For the promotion wise, okay. Sorry, no, Rocko. I promise I'm paying attention. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. So as you were saying.
Yeah. So I just started out in my kitchen. Even though I had like 2 jobs at the time, but then I would go and cut hair on my kitchen. But I just started. I got like a kitchen table, spray painted blank, had a computer chair, and that's how I started out. Like, it was like,
jeez. But I bet that's like so nerve wracking. Like, we'll go back to the Rock My Barber Shop in a minute, but I really want to get back to when you were doing your first cut. I mean, it's not something that you can necessarily fix once you F it up. Right. I mean, right? Well, like,
it depends on which part of the hair. Like most people, like if you mess up a haircut, whether it's a taper or something like that, you can always make it a ball fade.
Okay.
Mess a ball fade, make it a south side fade.
Right.
South side fade, be bald headed.
Whatever that means. Because my barber does the same. I tell him to do the same thing. We're actually trying to for a faux hawk. He really wants me to do a real mohawk, but I can't get with it. It's that shit in the back, that part in the back of my hair that I just can't fuck with. I have to be able to see everything. Do you know what I mean? So I can't. And he's like, "Come on, let's do this." I was like, "No." Just do this for now, and that's fine. Yeah. So okay, that's cool. Okay, so RocMyStyle. So that was basically something that was, would you say, sat on your lap for the most part?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, yeah.
I was running from it. I think I still am, but it chases me.
So, but now you have like an established amount of people that work for you. Is that correct?
Not anymore. No,
not anymore. So it's just you.
It's just me.
Oh, so wow, is that not like stressful?
Oh no, it's lovely. It's so peaceful.
But like, okay, so did you used to have barbers that came up to you? Like,
I did.
So what is the process like for you? Like that maybe somebody coming out of the barber school and says, "Hey, can I work at RocMyStyle?" I mean, are you open to that, or are you just kind of like with yourself right now? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so when I first started out, I actually reached out to somebody that was still in high school.
Oh, okay.
I liked the way he cut hair, and I was like, "Bro, go to barber school, and when you get out, we can have a shop together."
Right.
And so he did that, which was Jordan Richardson. He has his own barber shop. Uppercuts.
Yeah, right. You just forget, like when you're put on the spot. Right? Is that here in town?
I didn't want to say I didn't want to say the wrong name.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to fuck up Next Gen or Elite Barbershop. I'll always remember because that's my barbershop.
Right. So he was the first, and then the second was, like you said, Stefan. But Stefan, I already knew Stefan from just high school and stuff like that.
Golden Shear Stefan.
Right.
Oh, I've met him. I really like him.
Right. Yeah, he's cool. And so he came, and so he worked. And so I think Stefan started Golden Shear first, and then Jay Rich left and did uppercuts. And so I didn't have no barbers, and I thought I was about to move, but then I ended up purchasing JC's barbershop in Eastgate Plaza.
Oh, I remember JC's.
Right.
Yeah.
So I purchased JC's barbershop and turned it to RocMyStyle. So when I purchased that, it was like 5 barbers.
Yeah.
And so that's when I had like 5 barbers.
Oh, okay. So that's where you're located.
No, I sold
you sold
that.
it. Oh shit! Here, okay. I got my jacket on. You know, it's overheating. Sorry, Rocko.
So
Go ahead.
I sold.
You sold it.
I sold that one.
Got you.
In the barbers.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't sell the barbers, but you know, like the establishment.
What are we missing here? You sold the barbers. Were any of them hot?
No, I just sold the shop, and I started. I'm just by myself now.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm on an appointment, so it's just like me and my client.
That's so crazy that you mentioned Stefan. That's where my barbers start. Well, my barber went from barber school to working for Stefan at Golden Shear. Now he has his own elite barber shop. Okay. And so that I met Stefan there. And Stefan had such a diverse group of people in his shop, which I really appreciated too. But I think I was a little much in that shop. You know what I mean? Because they offer free beer. Barbershops be offering free beer in 2020. And so back then I was like, yeah, I'll take a beer. And I sweat when I drink it. I just start flying off at the fucking mouth. And he was just looking at me in the corner just like,
get him out of here.
Yeah, he was cool, but I think it was kind of like, hurry up, the kids are walking in, you know what I mean? Okay. So Rock My Style, I think it's fair to say that, because I was doing a little bit of homework on social media, it seems like Rock My Style is like an entire brand now. It's more than a barbershop. I saw something about candles. Am I tripping? Or,
no, I have candles.
So why don't you talk to me a little bit about building Rock My Style brand and the inspiration behind that and all that, and what like other things you do with it? I saw the candles. I saw the shirts.
Okay. So it pretty much, one of my homeboys, Dunn Jay, was doing a car show. It was Summer Bash is what I'm trying to think of.
Jay Perez.
Right.
Oh, I love him. His brother's not speaking to me because his wife, but yeah, I love him.
Oh, okay.
You know Diego?
Yeah.
Diego, if you're watching this, shout out, I love you. But his wife just hates me, and I hate her too, so it's cool.
I don't want no part.
No, there's no beef. I just love Diego.
Right.
That's it. And I love Jay, and I love his sister Anita. Shout out to all of them. I love that whole family, yeah.
So Jay was actually...
Just them.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Jay was actually my manager at Bush's Chicken a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
Right. So that's how we built our friendship.
Okay.
And he was having a car show. I think it was his first car show.
Yeah.
And my roommate at the time, I had already had Rock My Style open, and he was like, we should get some shirts made.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I got him and me a shirt made.
Right.
And at the car show, more friends was like, oh, why you didn't give me a shirt made? And I was like, well, I didn't think you wanted a shirt.
Okay,
so
you didn't say nothing.
I got that person a shirt made. And then like, people kept asking, and I was like, so my dad was like, well, why don't you just buy a whole bunch of shirts and sell them? And I was like, well, who want to walk around with like clippers on their shirt?
Right.
And he was like, have you ever rode a horse? And I was like, no. He's like, but you got that polo on. And I was like, oh.
Why is the dad roasting? What's up? why you got to create beef?
So, I mean, it was like a light bulb that went off.
Yeah.
So he told me to write out a list of 100 people that will buy a shirt.
Yeah.
And that's how the shirt started. And then, I started throwing parties, and I think parties is really what made the brand Rock My Style grow into way more than just a barbershop.
Really? Okay.
It was parties, fashion shows, mixers, and stuff like that I would do.
So would you just invite like the community out to things like that?
I had a big presence at Baylor.
Okay.
Because I had worked there previously, and then my whole clientele from the basketball team, the football team, track, and stuff like that. Greek life.
That's all from Baylor.
That's all from Baylor.
Did you meet Brittany Griner?
I did.
Isn't she great?
Yeah.
She doesn't remember me. I met her like fucking 10 years ago, and she's gargantuan. And I told her, can I just real quick interject? I told her, can you take a picture of you punching me in the face like you did that one chick in that game? And she's like, no, man, coach will get mad, man. She'll get mad, man. Like, I get their coach. I forget the woman's name, but remember because she punched a chick. That was a long ass time ago, you know. Okay. But she didn't want to do it. But anyway,
no, I had a huge presence with Baylor, and I had a little presence in Waco, not that much, because I was like class clown.
Okay.
And so when it came to me being a barber, the people in Waco was like, "Oh, you wouldn't dare touch my hair." And so,
do you think they weren't going to take you serious?
No, they definitely. I understand now. You know what I mean? They didn't take me serious at all when it came to cutting hair.
Right.
And so with Baylor, it was like all freshmen and stuff like that. They didn't actually know me, so it was a better chance for me. And even to this day, like majority of my clientele come from Baylor University.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Isn't that great? So would you say that you have a pretty diverse clientele?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I think that's so great that, like, I mean, it sounds a little. I mean, you worked in their kitchen, as you said. And then I mean, were you cutting hair on the side when you were doing that as well at Baylor? Or?
Toward the end, I was.
Toward the end, okay, because you were just like, hey, so by the way, you look like a little.
It was them that was like, well, I know you be cutting hair. We need a haircut.
Really?
Like, man, I've always ran from cuts. I never thought I was good enough. So I was always like, oh no, y'all don't want me to cut y'all hair.
Yeah.
They was like, man, cut our hair. Like, all right. I still won't cut Happy Camper's hair. Like he's. Forcing me to do it.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Like, he wants me to cut his hair. And I'm just like, I like the way his barber cuts his hair, and I don't want to disappoint him. So
who's Happy Camper's barber? Who's your barber? Branche. Who's Branche?
Yeah. Branche's over at Motions.
Motions.
I never really met Branche, I don't think.
I don't even know where Motions is. Where's Motions?
It's on Waco Drive.
Oh, okay.
Purple. I think it's purple. It's purple, ain't it now?
It's like the building is purple?
Like newly purple.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. If you didn't hear him on the mic, he said he doesn't want to cheat on his barber. How do you feel about that? Like you know what? I've had to break up with barbers in the past, and for me, it's kind of like really breaking up with somebody. It's hard to do.
It's heartbreaking.
And I tell my barber all the time, Sid, and I love Sid. He's been my favorite barber up to date. One of my very good friends, Zay, is a barber, and I told the story. He was cutting my hair, and then he took a break, and it's just one of those things like I can't wait for you. I mean, I get my hair cut every week, and now I have the public affair. I can't just be waiting on a haircut. You know what I mean? And then I've had shout out to Philip. He was a good barber of mine, and I broke up with him because my friend was getting his barber's license, and then I went So
you went through some barbers.
I went through some barbers, but I go through my men like that too. So you know what I mean. So what do you expect? But how do you feel about like that? Like how do you take that? If a client says, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and,"
well, first of all, they're not gonna say it. You're just gonna see another barber posting your client. So.
But is that gut wrenching for you?
Okay, so in the beginning it did.
Yeah.
In the beginning it did, but like I've been cutting hair for 10 years now.
Okay.
And so now it's to the point to where like you just know you understand that it's a part of the process. You can't take nothing personal.
Right.
Because with me, I'm way more than just a barber. So I don't want to like cut ties or burn bridges.
Okay.
I'm going to try to keep support because I still want you to buy my candles, my hats, my hoodies, my t-shirts.
So
you might not
have
get your
more
haircut.
offer. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
So
I
I'm just
got you.
like, I don't want to like make enemies or like try to not speak to people because they switched up.
Right.
Because I still need them to come to my events and buy my hoodies and stuff like that. So
but and that's so important that you say that. And I want to like all the barbers that I've quote unquote broken up with. I mean, it was never anything personal. Like I loved Philip. He was my first actual barber, and I only broke up with him because my friend was getting his barber's license, and then I told my friend when he went through a period where he stopped cutting for like months and months, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna get another barber, and it was between Sid and Joe Cuts. This guy, like rookie guy,
he won Barber of the Year.
He did win Barber of the Year last year. Actually, a shout out to Joe Cuts. I ran into him at Butter My Biscuit the other day, and he said he watches the podcast and he loved the name of the podcast. He's really kind. He's very kind, and his wife's super hot, and so they are both super hot.
I underestimated him though.
Really?
And the only reason I did is because I didn't know him. I didn't know him at the time. And so, like, I was up for 4 different categories.
For the Waco Awards.
Yeah, and Barber of the Year was one of them.
Oh.
And so the two of the guys had worked in my shop before. So I was like, okay, if any of us win, I don't know who this guy is. So if any of us win, I'm going to be happy. I'm satisfied. So we were sitting there, and they said his name. And I was like, I don't even know him.
Yeah.
But afterwards, like, I follow up on him. He's a cold barber.
Oh, he's very, very good. I will say, and that's why my decisions were going to be between him and Sid. Shout out to all the other barbers. Not that any of them were not good. I'm just saying, like, because Joe and Sid stuck out to me the most. And, at the time, I picked Sid because I was moving to Hewitt already, and so it was closer. And we've talked about this too. They're both very talented barbers, and I applaud both of them. And I know when I went to school, the 2 that stuck out to me the most were Sid the barber and Joe Cuts. Yeah. So I mean, as far as speed, swiftness, professionalism, like they had it down packed. You know what I mean? So they're both really amazing, and big shout out to both of them, of course. Yes. Yeah. Right. So you won those Waco. You were just talking about the Waco Awards. I'm really trying to win at Locals Love Us, and I actually got told that some people were nominating me for a Waco Award this year for podcast of the year.
Yeah,
which that's pretty cool. I never thought. You know what I mean? I just started this shit. What was that like for you as far as the Waco Awards go?
It was a very.
Or like, how did it feel? I guess is what I'm saying.
It felt great. It felt great to have people that you see, you know what I'm saying, supporting you, pushing you.
Right.
And what I like the most about it is what I just talked about earlier is that you got to see that even though we were pent up against each other, we didn't turn on each other. Like
really?
None of the barbers, none of the barber shops. Like when we got there, everybody was still showing love. It wasn't like we was the ops type thing.
Yeah.
It was like we was all still happy from one another.
Oh, well, that's good.
And like I liked it about the barber community, I would say.
Okay. So do you think they were there? And obviously, you said Joe Cuts was deserving of the award. Would you say? I mean, because he's good.
Yes.
So would you say that the Waco Award? I know there was a little bit of controversy last year about a lot of people thought it was like. Let me tell you something. From the outside looking in, I mean, I don't know how they pick. This year, I because everybody's like, oh, we nominated you for this. We nominated you for Podcast of the Year. I was like, how does this work? You know what I mean? Like, was the process for nominating and voting the same as it is this year as it was last year?
It was.
Oh, okay.
And they haven't came out with round 2 yet, so I'm assuming it will be the same.
Right.
The people have to nominate you, and then after you're nominated, the people have to go and vote for you.
Oh, okay.
And
I got
everybody was screaming that it was a popularity contest.
Right.
So
I did hear a lot of controversy behind that.
Right.
And my thing too is that I think it's such. I was talking to my barber about it the other day because we met all jokes. But like for me, just to even be nominated, even if I don't win, it's so cool to think that even two people that nominated you, like, oh well, why shouldn't he win? Because he's doing really good and he's consistent. He's this and that. Me and Joe Cutts actually talked about it the other day too. He goes, yo, you're like consistent as fuck. Like, yeah. Right. So I think even just being nominated, I would never act like I'm too good for a certain type of award. Right. But like just to receive an accolade like that, I mean, especially for you too. You said you won 1 out of the 4 categories that you were nominated for. Correct. And that was for Entrepreneur
of the Year. And to me, that was the best one because I felt like that covered all of the other categories.
Well, excuse me, you're selling candles and shit. And excuse me, Rocko,
that was before.
Oh, okay.
That was before. I should have brought. I think that would have been like. I should have brought something. Yeah,
it's okay.
Crazy.
Next time. Yeah. No, you know what? I will come to the store because you came on the podcast. I would love to come to the store. Okay. So you don't have to give me nothing for free. I will check it out. I want to buy. Definitely want to buy because I'm a candle whore. I love candles.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I usually go to Bath and Body Works and get my champagne toast.
Mine's much cheaper.
Yeah. Rocko. Got you. Okay. So it's Rock with the Shop. Is that correct, or am I saying that wrong?
Yeah, this is like that's not the name of the shop.
No, but that's like
yeah. It was.
I'm not trying to like misbrand your business.
No. No, it was just kind of like one of my customers said it, and I was like, oh, that sounds good.
That sounds good, right?
And I just ran with it.
Yeah. So is the shop inside your barbershop? Like, is it all together? Or?
It is. It's in a separate room though. So.
Oh really? Yeah, I gotta come check it out. You said it's in East Waco?
Yeah. Across from Lee's.
Oh, okay. Lee's is a furniture shop, right? I don't
know.
I don't know. See, I'm not from. Excuse me.
Oh, you're not from Waco.
I'm from New York. Okay.
Now, Lee's is like a little hut where they used to get like link baskets and fries, and they was like real known for like their.
Food.
Right.
Oh, okay. I have a lot of friends from East Waco. Like, I shouted out this girl, Chastity Standifer, who I fucking love. She's like my spirit animal. Okay. She's from East Waco. She gets in a lot of fights and stuff, and I just fucking love her. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I love her. I just never, obviously, I've never been to East Waco or. Oh, okay. I think I live in West Waco. I live in Hewitt. Is that West Waco? No,
that's Hewitt. It's not Waco at all.
Listen, I don't know my compass in Waco, okay? You relax, all right?
Hewitt is Hewitt.
All right, I got you. Well, I think that's really cool. Is there anything else you can tell us about your brand, RocMyStyle, or anything? Like,
no, not much. Like I said, I cut hair. I do shows. With the pandemic and stuff, we haven't been able to do any type of like shows or events or anything like that. But I just love how the city rock with me. Like sometimes I'll be in Walmart and I see somebody in a RocMyStyle shirt and I don't know them and they don't know me. Yeah. So I was just like, man, that's like,
I think that's great, right? It's a good feeling. Yeah. Even when I started this podcast, I don't know why 13-year-olds are coming up to me talking about that they love the public affair. I was like, it's not for kids. Okay, you know what I mean? But thanks. I guess, you know what I mean? It's a good feeling to know that you're doing something that feels accomplished, and especially to win an accolade, even like a Waco award. I'm sure it meant the world to you. What else can you tell us about you, Rocko? Like, what are some hobbies, maybe a little bit about your personal life that we can get to know about you?
I feel like RocMyStyle is my personal life. One day, we'll get to sit back and relax. Yeah. But right now, like everything I do, everybody always talk about these stocks and investing and stuff like that. And I said, I want to invest every dime I got back into RocMyStyle. Right. I don't want to invest into Target or Tesla. Or
I want to
invest in RocMyStyle,
in yourself, right?
Which is buying candles and hats and hoodies and reselling them. And so, like, I feel like that is my life. Like, that's like after I'm done cutting hair, I'll be trying to figure out like on the brand side of things, like what's next, what can I do. And that's what I love to do.
Got you. Okay. Like, so you don't have like kids or anything? Like you're just by yourself?
I don't have kids.
Don't you love it? How old are you?
No, I don't love it. I actually want kids.
Really?
Well, I used to want kids. Now I want at least one.
One kid.
I'm 31.
You're 31. Okay, I'm 29. Yeah, I don't even want kids. I can't stand.
I definitely want at least one. I want twins, but if I get one, it's cool.
Okay. If you had twins and a boy and a girl, then it would be like really
it can be boy, girl, boy, girl.
I got you. And it's great to say that you want to focus on investing all the earnings that you make on your brand, because everybody asks me if I make money off this podcast, and I never really look at it that way. I mean, I have sponsors and stuff, but all the money that I have goes to my producer, giveaways that I do on Facebook, everything. I don't really get to spend it on me, which would probably be really nice. As of yet, I don't get to. But it'd be great to like live off of it one day.
I don't even know what I would want. Like I don't want a huge house. I don't got the car that I want. I'm not like a materialistic type of person.
Got you.
So everything like buying stuff for the shop is what makes me like happy and excited and stuff like that. So,
okay. Yeah. So is there any advice that you can give some like an up and coming entrepreneur or barber or anything? Like any advice that you want to instill in their head like to the person listening to you right now?
To treat people nice. That's the main thing. Like it's like you can plug somebody and be the nicest person, and they're gonna come back to you just because if you just continue to plug them, they probably won't. But when you just like the most talented person in the world, and you got a nasty attitude, and you just mean, you just treat people bad, it's gonna be hard for you. So my best advice I always give to people is just like build relationships with people, because like you said, sometimes it's not even about the money; it's about the relationship that you have for somebody to like come and do something for you. It's times in my career where I couldn't pay Happy Camper, and he still came through for me. You know what I'm saying? But I built that relationship with him, and I treated him well prior to that.
Right.
So you just got to build good reputations with people, build good relationships.
Definitely.
Be nice, be kind to people.
I want to reiterate on that as well too. I mean, I've been in radio for 5 years, and I've met DJs who had very nasty attitudes and people who didn't want to teach me. You know what I mean? And we're like, I'm not teaching you. Obviously, they don't work there anymore or whatever. Now they don't work in radio, but I always learned that, and I feel like that's how I was able to make a lot of the connects that I make now, because you're right, you have to be nice to everybody. You never act like your shit don't stink, and you're above this, and you're too good for that. And so I think that's a really important lesson to learn, and for you to tell the next coming person. And hopefully, would you be down to like mentor somebody to maybe take over RocMyStyle one day? Or
well, I feel like I consider myself a mentor for a lot of other barbers. Now none of them will take over RocMyStyle, but they can take over, their own shops.
No, but then they can say, "Oh, I was inspired by Rocko. He taught me how to do all this."
I definitely feel like I've heard that from barbers in the city. Again, I think most of them are definitely talented. But I feel like just the marketing and branding is what they liked about the way that I did things.
Well, that's really cool, man. You know what? Is there anything else that I'm missing here, Rocko? Like, what's next for you, maybe?
So what's next for me is I want to get into community development. So I wanted to like get a couple houses. I also want to get more businesses outside of barbershops, just to create opportunity for the guys out here that it's kind of like was like me and was like, I don't want to go to college. Just to know that there's different ways and different avenues that you can take. And I want to create more opportunity for the people in the city of Waco.
And maybe in your particular community or just pretty much anybody?
In the city of Waco.
In the city, gotcha.
Because everybody will always like try to push me to move out of Waco and tell me that Waco didn't have opportunity.
Don't you think that's annoying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My cousin, Shawnee, I love you, but my fucking cousin tells me that all the time, and I'm like, just relax. I like this town. Okay, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what the people always say, man. If you was to do that in Dallas, or if you was to do that in Houston, I'm just like, if Waco don't have opportunity, there's opportunity to create opportunity.
There you go.
If nobody else is doing it, and when you start doing it, we was talking about a brunch spot, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, nobody in Waco goes to brunch," and I was just like, "Where do they have to go?" You know what I mean?
Yo, one of my friends is outside. We do brunch religiously. Don't fuck with us. All right, I'll come tear your shit down and some brunch. All right, mimosas all day and wigs.
And so it's like you just got to create that space for people to be able to do that. And you will see that the city of Waco really does support.
I really love that you say that. I have to, like, you really hit the nail on the head on that. So thank you for saying that. Honestly, I do. Because, like, you're right. A lot of people don't think there's any opportunity here in town, but you can really create that lane to have an opportunity. You know what I mean? So I think it's so great that you say it. I'm always going to remember that in the back of my mind too. So thank you for saying that. Where is your shop located? So anybody who wants to come check it out, maybe.
I'm not accepting new clients right now.
Okay. wait. Let's talk about being humble. No, but like maybe anybody who wants to like see the shop.
So it's located 200 Hillsboro Drive, Waco, Texas. 76704. My website is RockoTheBarber.com. And Instagram is Rocko_DA_barber. Dominique Rocko, both on Facebook.
Got you.
I mean, it's
but he goes by Rocko. Yeah. There's tons of ways. All you gotta do is Google you. Right. Well, Rocko, I am so honored that you came again. And even though we, I obviously have a different barber. I want to reiterate that I love that both of you were just okay with it. Yeah. So shout out to you. Shout out to my barber Sid. I really expect great things from you. I can't wait for you to create a level of opportunity for the city like you want to, and I look forward to it.
Thank you.
And maybe we can have you on again sometime later on down the road.
I'm gonna come and take Happy Camper pictures when he's doing
that. Okay. we're working on getting Happy Camper on the podcast too. He was one of the first people I reached out to. You know, we're gonna get there. Just give me a minute. Okay, I got you. No, very talented guy. You want to come on the camera real quick? One time? Are you sure? RJ, get in the camera. Tell your mother. Okay, just to say. Okay, he's good. He's good. But I've known RJ for years. Anyway. Okay. All right. Well, Rocko, thank you so much for coming on to the Public Affair again. You were really great to have on. Me. Yeah, my honor. Thank you so much. Before we wrap up, guys, I do want to let you guys know that this episode was brought to you by a couple more of our sponsors. So, of course, Elite Barber Shop with my boy Sid Rodriguez, who is my personal barber and I love. He also has Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, and Santos Cordova that works over there with him, located on Hewitt Drive. You can call the number on the screen to book or download the Cut app and make sure you get your hair all cute just like me. And I got that new thing going on right here. And, of course, to Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic and Ariana Gutierrez, located on Franklin Drive. They offer team, small group, and individual skill training and open play on the weekends. They also specialize in soccer training with professionals like George De Leon and fitness training with Dominic and Isaac Carrillo and more. Make sure you call the number on the screen for more details. Thank you, Soko Soccer Academy. And to all my sponsors, to everybody who tunes into The Public Affair, thank you all so much. Please hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel at The Public Affair. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at The Public Affair. And don't forget, darling, to always keep it between us.
Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.